over it. I do feel like there's somebody you've been going back.
Hey there, Sweetness. How goes it? I do hope that it goes well.
I feel like somebody is quite tuned in to what you have to say. At the bottom of the deck, number 16.
Clipping
more Gemini energy.
fabrics.
The lovers come out through there.
And watching Joy Lux Hero Tarot with Rachel.
Leo and Sagittarius. Oh, and by the way, Otter Spirit is one of the companies that I've partnered with. So let's go ahead and put on. I've got How Light. I stay calm in stressful situations. And that reminds me of the word aplomb. Somebody mentioned in the comments that you went and looked it up, and you inspired me to go and look it up also. Again, look, it's pink. And discovered that aplomb basically means vertical. It means standing up straight inside of yourself. Extreme confidence, extreme poise, self-control.
I'll be using these fabrics for
calm in stressful situations. That's pretty
purses, books,
in case you want to check out Otter Spirit, there is
blankets,
a link below,
patches
and
on
the code, I believe, is Rachel,
like
if you
jeans,
20%
things
off.
like that.
Back to the tarot.
Homemade pillowcases.
I feel like you were being very delicate with somebody who has gotten on your nerves, and now you're like, what is this pest? What does this pest want? And then the artiste. All right, so yeah, you're going to turn this into something that is beautiful for you. It's nurturing, it's creative. I like the feeling. It's very flowy. There's hot tea, and there's paint brushes, and pens. It's the artiste. Overall card for the reading, the Six of Pentacles in the reverse. Two of Cups in the reverse. So far, it seems like you got breadcrumbed, or you feel that you got breadcrumbed, and so you're like, I'm not going to hang out with this person who breadcrumbs me. The Seven of Wands. I'm not going to hang out with this person that breadcrumbs you. I think that they are someone on your nerves. Two of Pentacles. Okay. Going back and forth, back and forth. How to deal with this. And this is also a lot about you. I feel like you may feel caught in a situation, like you took the bait or something like that. See, you've got the Star, Aquarius energy coming out in the reverse. The Lovers, Gemini energy coming out in the reverse. The King of Pentacles also
take
comes
some
out
scraps
in the reverse. And the Knight of Swords.
from this.
Followed by the Four of Wands and the Three of Cups in the reverse. Somebody's being really, really difficult with you. I feel that you likely see them as being quite obstinate or stubborn. There's the Nine of Pentacles in there, suggesting that you do get free from the situation, probably so that you can focus on your work, your business, and the things around your house, kind of a deal. The Emperor in the reverse, the Chariot in the reverse, Three of Cups in the reverse, the Ten of Wands in the reverse. Seems like somebody has recently exposed their dark side to you. I feel like you saw the dark side, and there's this energy of being like, gee, did I do that? I didn't do that. Never mind. It never really happened. It's a gaslight. And I feel like you're making a decision to not interact with an individual because you don't want to be breadcrumbed. I also feel like it's a really good decision for you, and this is sort of you making a choice to not go with one person who doesn't compensate you, and it's not necessarily a financial compensation. It's probably an energetic compensation. Like, you may feel like you have to be really guarded with someone. You may feel like they are suffering a lot of angst under the surface, and that angst comes out as games, little mind games. Somebody seems to have claimed that they were listening to you, they are listening to you, that you're highly gifted, you really know what you're talking about, they would really like to get together with you, and then you're like, wait, hold on, no, I don't want to get together with you because I'm not sure about you. It's like this energy of they give you a lot, but they give you a very little at the same time. So it's confusing. It feels like gaslighting. Tremendous disappointment is actually a strength at this time. Your frustration, your recognition that somebody who you probably looked up to, a particular person, you looked up to them. They're not really worth looking up with, too. Looking up with. You're not worth looking up with. I get the picture of two people laying under the evening stars on a blanket in some grass and looking up at the stars and talking about the stars. And this is likely somebody who you may have envisioned is like either a daydream or a fantasy about how you can get together with this person and everything would be lovely and so nice. And the actual experience of getting together with this person just doesn't measure up. It just doesn't compare to your expectations, your hopes. They don't offer you what you offer them. And this has a lot to do with feeling like you've not been listened to. It's Aquarius energy again, the King of Cups, the Page of Cups and the Lovers. Yeah, you made an offer to someone and they didn't. I feel like they accepted the offer. They probably, it seemed like they would get you back and they just never did. But you are right now, you may be very focused on what broke down, what didn't come through, promises that were made that didn't come through, and you may be sad about those things, but I feel like you're still focused on them and you're trying to get yourself to a place of knowing that everything is going to turn around, and it really, really is going to turn around. Your frustration seems to come from a place where you feel like you made the wrong choice. I really just don't think that you did. You partnered with someone, you gave them a chance, it didn't work out. Now it's time to move on. Somebody's going to be approaching you with an offer. They would like to offer you some money. They would like to offer you a job opportunity. They would also, I feel like this is somebody who's going to be offering you more than you expect. And it may at first seem too good to be true. And so then there's this like, okay, I'm going to ask a lot of questions. And I feel like that's a healthy energy for you. Gotta open the door for her dog. The Magician at the bottom of the deck, the quick talker. Temper and Sagittarius energy, the Ten of Wands, the King of Swords in the reverse, and the Magician in the reverse. This combination, this is the combo of a person. It's an energy when it comes together like this, ain't no good. Especially with the Ten of Wands, they're signaling to me that this energy is creating tremendous stress in your life, and I feel like you're trying to get it clear, trying to understand who this person really is and why they do that, why do they say that, why do they act that way. It feels very much like a baiting. Yeah, it's an emotional manipulation. Somebody speaks to you, they say stuff to you so that you will feel a certain way. They say stuff, it's always with an eye to creating anger, upset, disappointment, frustration. And I feel like you actually handle this situation, this person, with probably a lot of humor. You probably like sidestep all of the little maneuvers. There's an on guard, the fencing team, two people fencing. And you are like, step to the side, don't get stabbed right in that rib cage. The rib cage. The rib cage. Yeah, you see somebody very clearly. I feel like you're going to like withdraw your love from them and focus on yourself. It does seem to represent a massive change. You're going to be coming together with someone else who actually does get you. This is a nice match, and I feel like it's a match that could go really far, but you're still stressed about this person in the background who's probably lying, cheating, manipulating, and then they say stuff that makes them seem innocent, unaware. What? I didn't even know that you felt that way. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. They are aware. And I think it's the manipulation seems to come from this place where they're aware because they know how they're feeling. They try to cover that up, and then they cover that up, but then they take that trauma, the wound that's underneath, and it comes out in the form of needles right through their mouth. And I feel like you don't really know how to handle them. So yeah, I feel like you're just gonna not handle them. Let's go ahead and see a little bit more about the Six of Pentacles in the reverse, please. The Chariot, Cancer energy, the Page of Swords in the reverse, the Queen of Wands in the reverse, the Knight of Wands. Five of Pentacles in the reverse, the Seven of Pentacles, the Star, the King of Cups. How nice. Somebody is watching you very closely. They keep a very close eye on you. This is someone who adores you and probably a secret admirer. This is very likely somebody who has reached out to you in the past. You probably spoke with them. There may have been some interesting conversation, maybe even a date. You went out together. Could have even been some make-out session that happened. And then you probably just turned your back on this person and kind of left them feeling left out in the cold. I get the sense that you didn't mean to leave them feeling out in the cold, but that you're busy, you're working, you're just focusing on getting a handle over your business, your finances, your physical world, and in the future, you're getting a handle on things. Things are finally starting to go on the up, and this person looks like they're going to be returning with a really, really nice offer. I do feel like you have been dealing with a person who you probably should have trusted. You should be able to trust this person, but the dark side, the dark side has been exposed, and I do feel that it leaves you feeling quite insecure in your own skin, because I feel like somebody has shoved a third party in your face, and they do seem to do this intentionally to make you feel the way they're feeling. Five of Wands in the reverse, the Empress in the reverse, highly conflicted, unloved, forgotten, abandoned. They feel powerless, they feel marginalized, they feel oppressed. I feel like you recognize all of this, you're upset by all of that. I feel like you're upset by the way this person has chosen to handle you, the way they've chosen to handle this situation, but you're not going to argue with somebody who gets off on the argument. They get off on the difficulty. Don't fight with pigs. The pig likes it, and you just get covered in shit. And that's your strength, is knowing that. Four of Wands in the reverse, Queen of Cups in the reverse. This person is really difficult for you. Queen of Pentacles, the Three of Swords in the reverse. Four of Cups, Five of Cups, King of Pentacles in the reverse, Four of Swords, Eight of Cups. You're dealing with somebody who sees you as being highly empathic, very, very sensitive, really highly in tune in general terms, but also highly in tune to them. They view you as somebody who understands stuff without having to be told. They think that you are very confident, really sexy, good looking. You're always moving around. You're a mover and a shaker. They can't seem to keep track of you. They feel like they're being left out. But I feel like it's because they've been trying to use a tactic to get your attention instead of just saying, hey, person, I want your attention. Come with me. Call me. Let's go have a coffee. I miss you. Where are you? Where have you been? I feel like that's how this person is feeling. One person is feeling this way about you. And I feel like they don't just say that. Instead, they try all of these tactics. And I feel that you accepted this stuff in the past. You probably were able to deal with it previously by ignoring it. And it's no longer working. It's their energy is stepped up. I feel that somebody has probably suffered deeper wound again, like yet again. I feel like this is a member of your friend circle. This is somebody who's watched you travel, they've watched you take off, they've watched you leave, come and go, they've watched you, like, for some of you, you've left them to take a job, you've, like, left their city, their country, their town, so that you could go off and take a job, get some different work. Ultimately, they do seem to, if this is a person who is connected to you, it's a family member, or potentially even a husband or a wife, or maybe a business partner, like a real partner that you both have your names on all the paperwork type of a deal, they're starting to understand you, and they're starting to realize that you've been through a lot aside from them, that you, in another realm of your life, have been having to put in a lot of effort just to stay above water. And they're starting to finally realize, like, who you are, what you've been up to, that your actions are not entirely and completely focused on them. They seem to be pretty self-centered. They think that everything is about them, and they feel like when they feel left out, you're doing that on purpose. And they're like, when they feel included, you're doing that on purpose, because you're probably a very, very responsible person. It gives a feeling also of having spent a little bit too much time with someone. You might have gotten too close with someone, and it's time to withdraw your energy just a bit. The Five of Cups happens to be an energy that I was looking very closely at yesterday, all of the fives, and on the Tree of Life it's associated with the Sephirot of Geburah, and Geburah is swimming. It's when you pull back, it's the wave goes back into the ocean off the seashore. It's a re-containing, and if you look at the progression of we can go all the way from the Two of Cups with this spread. You look at the progression, there's the Ace of Cups is like, yay, a love offer. There's a new opportunity in love. The Two of Cups, two people coming together. It can also be you coming together with yourself, coming into balance. But it's love, it's sweetness, it's partnership, it's romance. Three of Cups, celebration, friendships, getting together. It's a yay, lovely camaraderie, group session. Four of Cups, the three.
Time to rest the hand. Plain excess fabric. Cute little designs. Till next time.